Very possible he went without eating last night just to make weight for this fight. And he's only 19 years old, Mr. Bекford. 7 years younger than Golub. If that's not all enough of a problem facing Bekford, well, he's also facing a southpaw, so no preparation, no time to get ready for a lefty. Of course, you could look at it the other way, too. Golub had no time to get ready for a lefty himself.
Dueling southpaws here. Golub is the Ukrainian who started boxing at age 11. Played a little basketball, did a little kickboxing, but he went to the boxing gym in his hometown, and he's loved it ever since. Turned pro in Germany, fought his first 4 fights in Eastern Europe. Ivan Golub, the unbeaten southpaw.
This is supposed to be a win served up on a silver platter for Golub, who has 300 amateur fights, only 40 amateur fights for Bekford. I'm not so sure it's going to be that, though. We'll find out.
Golub placing a right hand to the body of Bekford.
You would think Golub would be just too much for a 2-1 opponent who, as I said, took the fight yesterday. But I'm not sure about Golub. He's already been involved in 2 very close fights, Joe. Both split decisions. That's one of the reasons right there. Exhibit A in the courtroom of why I'm not too sure of Golub. Grabbing inside instead of working.
Golub just fought 4 weeks ago. Noted a 2nd round TKO win.
See, that's the positive for Bekford. He only fought 4 weeks ago, too. So even though he took it on 1 day's notice, hopefully he's not too far out of shape.
That was a 3rd round knockout on April 18th against Sean Nurse back home in New York. Just a 90-minute drive for Bekford to here in Hartford.
Maybe I'm hoping too much that Bekford not out of shape. He did come in the heaviest of his career.
Bekford was able to score in between punches as Golub connected with 2. Reminder, you can join in the scoring along with Teddy and the ringside judges. Go to ESPNVote.com/FNF or the Facebook page for Friday Night Fights. That's ESPNVote.com/FNF. Joe and Teddy with you here in Hartford. Our main event, Ray Ojeda is 16-0 with 9 knockouts, an unbeaten fighter against a guy that we've seen plenty, Monty Meziclay, who flawed is one of those keyword descriptives for you're going to have a good fight, and that is our main event. Monty Meziclay against Ray Ojeda. That is coming up later on Friday Night Fights. For now, round number 2 between Bekford and Golub.
You know, Ojeda's flawed, but he's tough. And with Meziclay, who comes forward, that's the only direction he goes. Again, I'm going to, in case you didn't hear me just a moment ago, everybody at home, grab a cold one, hang out for the main event. It's going to be all right. It's going to be good.
It's a wide left hand that time that Golub sent in. Just missed connecting that time as Bekford came forward and Golub fired off that left again. Tying up that right arm one more time as Golub doesn't work to get it free. Instead, Mike Ortega, veteran referee we've had many times throughout many of our bouts in the Northeast, working our opening bout, the son of Gaspar Ortega. You talk about gritty veterans. His dad, of that generation of Friday Night Fights on old black and white TVs, was the epitome of that kind of fighter.
Yes, he was. From one of those great golden eras, still the golden era back then. For me, the 20s, the 30s, the 40s, little 50s. And then, of course, the 80s had a renaissance.
Good combination punching, including body work from Ivan Golub. And now he's coming in firing the straight right up top, and you see Bekford tie up and get a hold of that right arm again.
Takes two to tangle, Joe.
Yep.
Takes two to tie up. Golub should not allow himself to be tied up. He puts his hands behind Beckford, who's getting the worst of it. What do you expect him to do? He's going to grab you. And he's about to go.
I think he was affected by that body shot right there.
Smart move this round for Golub going downstairs. You have a guy who took the fight on 1 day's notice. Guess what you know? No time to do sit-ups.
It was a good two-punch combination there that included an uppercut to the body and then a left-hand place to the right flank of Beckford.
Look, when this fight was made on 1 day's notice, Beckford had to know that he was put here as an opponent. I think that memo has come across very clearly now in the second round.
Undefeated Ivan Golub on the attack here in the second round as Beckford tries to shake it off.
Showing plenty of heart, Beckford. He's going to need more than that, though.
End of two here in Hartford. With us here tonight.
Well, Tyson was not a southpaw, but this was a combination he liked. Go to the body and then bring the uppercut up. The body shot gets the arm to move out a little bit, gets the eyes down low, and then you come up high, split the guard. Good shots by the undefeated Golub.
Golub came to the U.S. from Ukraine in 2014, fought in Florida originally. Says he plans on staying here for at least 3 years to see how far he can take things with his pro career. He stayed very active, 8 fights since January of 2014 now.
The way to do it. If you were going to be a surgeon, you'd want to do surgeries more often. If you're going to be a mechanic, you'd want to work on cars more often. You want to be a teacher, you'd want to be in the classroom teaching more often. You get better. Want to be a fighter? Fight more often. And there, Golub showed some of his vulnerability that I'm not sure about, that I mentioned in the first round. Wide open, getting caught on the way in by Beckford. Good shots. Good control of range there by Beckford. He should do a little more of that. Stay out of the kitchen. He's a little taller, a little longer. Do his work on the outside. He's already been burnt in the kitchen a couple times. He's got the blisters to show it, especially down in the body.
Tried to dig in with that body combination and the uppercut, but it was just a glancing blow, blocked away. Now he chases him in behind the jab, finishes to the body again on the back end of that combination.
When Golub got caught a minute ago, I don't know if it's because his defense is so flawed or because he just acted human for a minute. You know, and just assumed, took for granted that Beckford, after barely surviving the last round, didn't have much to offer. Never assume anything in life, especially in that ring. Take nothing for granted. It looks like his attitude is the right attitude right now, and his concentration is better for Golub. Got a little more respect right now for the man in front of him, even though he's winning. Joe, are you asking yourself the same question I'm asking myself?
What would that question be?
Would be why Golub stopped going to the body when he had such success?
It's undoubtedly where he's had the most success so far early on.
I mean, he almost had Beckford on his way out in the
halfway through
round.
the second round, undoubtedly with the work to the body.
There goes some body work. And then to the head. That's the way to do it. Put a little water in the basement, go up to the attic, and do some damage.
Combination again. Mixed in that left hand to the body and then back upstairs.
Somebody might want
solid round for Henry, for Ivan Golub, as Beckford, the short notice opponent, has been taken a bit here as we are working our way towards Monty Meziclay and Ray Ojeda, and Bernardo is standing by in Ojeda's locker room. He is college educated, has a bachelor's degree in education, says he's going to teach someday, but for now he puts it aside to focus in on being a world champion. So we will see Ojeda and Meziclay in our Friday night fight main event from Hartford, Connecticut, right here at the Connecticut Convention Center.
I mentioned at the beginning of this evening that Bекford was coming in the heaviest of his career. Can't blame him. Took the fight on 1 day's notice. Golub is his heaviest weight in 7 fights. And this, again, I question getting inside with Golub, where he's had such a good go of it, if you will, to the body. Why he would put his hand behind Bекford, get tied up, allow himself to be tied up, and then once he works inside, Joe, why would he go back outside? For me, I'm in the corner. Yeah, I'm staying inside. I'm sorry. I'm going to bend. I'm going to get small sometimes. I'm going to get on the sides for defensive purposes. But I sure as heck I'm going to stay in close to Bekford because Bekford has long arms. He doesn't serve himself well when he's in close. He doesn't have room to throw those long arms to shorten him up. Outside, he does have room. So, pretty simple to figure out where you want to be, I think, when you're in there with Bekford. You want to be where he cannot use those long arms, in close. And here's what I'm talking about. This is where I think Golub should stay. Don't put his arm behind him. Don't get smothered. Keep enough room where you can work, where you have that big advantage of just being better on the inside. See, some fighters can use those long arms. Riddick Bowe did it when he won the heavyweight title. You know, he was able to fight with Holyfield on the inside, shorten up those shots. Not everyone can do that.
Golub's been probing with that left hand and then sending off, or the right hand and then sending off that power left hand from that southpaw stance.
Counter, that's what he's trying to do. You know, he's trying to give a false illusion of something with the right hand, and then he's trying to fade out and see if he can get Bekford biting on it a little bit.
That time Bekford fell forward. Here comes the left hand, also goes to the body with it. Split the guard with an uppercut as well.
Yeah, Golub picking his spots. Maybe he heard me talk about being a surgeon, and he's trying to be surgical in there. And again, you see Golub's mentality. Can't get away from that mentality. It's not a seek and destroy guy. It's okay. But it's a guy that wants to think a little bit, wants to set up counters, and that's what he's still trying to do.
End of 4. Iván Golub, who his managers were quick to rib him a little bit yesterday. His last name translates the Pigeon. His original nickname when he started as a fighter in Eastern Europe was the Crazy Bird because of having that last name. Now he likes to go by the Wolf, and he has been like a wolf, much the aggressor here, in control of action against the 19-year-old short-notice opponent in Henry Bekford.
Yeah, I think Wolf works better for a fighter.
No doubt.
You know.
Crazy Bird. I mean, who wants Crazy Bird?
Maybe if you're a jet fighter pilot, you know, Crazy Bird, maybe be okay. I wouldn't fly with him, but I mean, it'd be interesting. Say, hey, that's Crazy Bird there. The jet fighter pilot. Oh, that's him.
Wolf just took a bite out of a left hand to the body again. Tried to dig in there, but caught elbow that time.
As long as he doesn't claw him on the inside. And that will be enough with Wolf's references.
There's a sharp left hand that time. Goes to the body and undoubtedly affected Bekford as well.
Picking the spots real nice, Golub.
So the knockdown scored here in round 5.
Hey, and again, a thinking fighter, Golub, not a seek and destroy guy. Maybe now he'll seek and destroy, but even now his temperament will show. Being thoughtful, you know, probing a little bit with that right hand, picking spots. And they'll probably still look to get maybe Bekford to fall into something. That's his mentality.
Bekford takes a back step into that neutral corner, and here comes Golub again. See him wrapping that left hand around the neck. Left hand in the mix again to the body. He's testing that belt line as Bekford covers up.
If he stays on that body, it's going to be very difficult. All the heart in the world. It's going to be hard for Bekford to last this round.
Sweeping left hand caught just enough of him that time. 60 seconds for Bekford to survive round number 5.
You can see Golub has to be accurate, and he is accurate with some of those shots because he's not a hydrogen bomb puncher. He doesn't have that natural power.
Beckford a little loose on his legs there, and it's going to be waved off. Mike Ortega did not like the continued punishment that Beckford was taking, and he calls an end to this fight. TKO victory for Ivan Golub to remain unbeaten.
Good job by the referee. You have to look out either in the corner or the referee. Somebody has to look out, not just for a fighter on a normal night, but especially for a fighter who's that game, because they are not going to find a way out. Some fighters will find a way out themselves, but a guy that's game like Beckford is, you have to look out for him. And the referee did.
Teddy, I want to go back and get to the knockdown that started the end of this fight. Take us through it.
Left hand to the body, left uppercut. Again, southpaw version of what Tyson used to do a little bit. To the body first. He leans forward from the body. And then what do? Well, you come up. There it is. Perfect setup. And here's the end of the fight. Just letting his hands go, and the referee knows what he has to do.
So the Ukrainian native who comes from a town on the eastern side of his native country that's currently occupied by pro-Russian supporters has come here to the U.S. to ply his craft and moves forward in his career. For the official particulars, we send it up to the ring to Dave Diamante.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Michael Ortega calls a halt to this contest. The official time of the stoppage, 2 minutes and 17 seconds into round number 5. Your winner by TKO. He's still undefeated from Brooklyn, New York, Ivan the Volk Golub.
The Wolf, unbeaten, 13-0. 7 knockouts, TKO victory to start Friday night fights from here in Hartford. We got another unbeaten coming up in our co-feature. He's from just down the road in New Haven, Connecticut, 19-0. Louis Rosas coming up on Friday night fights.